Hi there. Thank you for joining with me this morning. It's a pleasure to have you tuning in. You know what a no-oh moment is, don't you? It's that split second that happens just as you've closed the car door and realise that your keys are dangling from the ignition. You see it, but then it's too late to do anything about it. Well, I want to talk to you today about a story from the Bible everybody knows. I know you'll have heard it before. I don't suppose I can say anything new about it, but for me it's one of these oh moments in the Bible. I'm going to give it a go. Late one night a man came to Jesus and his name was Nicodemus, and he said, "We've seen you do some pretty impressive things, Jesus, like turning water into Chardonnay at that wedding reception, and I've been listening to you. And I think I understand some of the things of what you've been saying, but what I want to know is, what have I got to do to get to wherever it is you are or what you've got?" Nicodemus had obviously been listening, but something had thrown him and caused him to wonder if he had got it quite right. So he comes to Jesus for help, and he comes in the dark and he's seeking more light. What do I have to do? And Jesus says, what you've got to do is be born again, or be born from above. And Nicodemus says, "Come on, Jesus, is this some of a roundabout way of saying it can't be done? There's just no hope for an old codger like me. Too much water has passed under the bridge." And Jesus says to Nicodemus, "No, what I'm telling you is that this is a gift you don't deserve, a gift you can't even work for. No set of rules, no set of formula is going to get you there. What you need, Nicodemus, is a change, a turnaround in your thinking." And he's to hear Jesus telling him that God loves him. That's fundamental. And I've been just thinking what a change love can make. Years ago, there was a wee girl in a children's home who behaved quite frankly like a wild animal. But there was a nurse there that believed that there was hope for this child. She felt she could communicate love and hope to this wee wild creature. And she visited the child daily. And for a long time, the wee girl gave no indication she was even aware of her presence. But the nurse persisted. And then the doctors began to notice a change. And one day came when this hopeless case was released, filled with compassion for others because of her experience as a child. That child, Anne Sullivan, decided she too wanted to care for people with such love that it would change them. Indeed, it was Annie Sullivan who in turn played a huge role in the life of Helen Keller. It was Annie Sullivan who saw the potential in this little blind, deaf and rebellious child. She loved her, she played with her, she prayed with her, she pushed her and worked her until Helen Keller became an inspiration for the whole world. It began with a nurse, Annie Sullivan, then Helen Keller, and then finally every person who has ever been influenced by their example. God so loved the world that he gave his only son. And that love had a profound effect on Nicodemus, and that love was to change him as well. It's a great verse, the world knows it. The plan was to put us right through God's love for us. And often I think only when we are right is there any hope for this old world. Thank you for listening to me this morning. God bless you.